What's up, guys? Big D Wiz, oldschoolstereo.com. Today we got another amplifier to test for you on the dyno. We got a JBL BP1200.1. Let's check this bad boy out and see what it's all about. Alright, it's good to know that we passed quality control back whenever this thing was originally made. It's made in Korea, not in the US. So let's take the bottom panel off and see what the gut's all about. Alright, here you go. Here's the guts of the JBL BP1200.1. Looks pretty beefy to me. Nice big toroid there. Some AD-200 microfarad caps. So, what do you think? Do you think you can do rated? You think you can do more? Well, let's find out, my friends. Alright guys, here we have the JBL BP1200.1 on the oldschoolstereo.com test bench. You can see we've got 8 gauge speaker wires going in. We have 3 40 amp fuses, 4 gauge wire going in. Let's try this bad boy out. Start off with a certified run at 4 ohms mono. Amp is rated to do 600 watts. Let's see what we get. Nice, more than 600 watts, 820 watts, 4 ohms, 14.3 volts, nicely underrated. All right, now let's try the dynamic run at 4 ohms, the JBL BP1200.1. Back it up so you can see the lights. $834 watts, 14.13 volts. All right, now let's go certified at 2 ohms mono. This is where the amp is rated to do 1200 watts. 40 hertz test track, obviously. Some mono amp. Here we go. 1308 watts at 14 volts. All right, let's go dynamic at 2 ohms. Again, amp is rated 1200 watts. It's a pulse track, kind of like a kick drum. If you listen to fast-paced bass music, this is what you could expect. That's very interesting. Amplifier does actually more certified than it does at burst. Very interesting. Now we're going to run it at 1 ohm. According to the manual, it won't do any more power than 2 ohms, but it says it will handle the load, so we're going to try it out. See what it does. 1 ohm mono certified. All right, 1486 watts, so it actually does a little bit more at 1 ohm mono. Pulls a lot of current though. All right, so here's the results of the JBL BP1200.1. As you can see, it exceeded its ratings in every test. It's odd that the dynamic test didn't do as well as the certified and uncertified, but I have to ask maybe Tony DeMore why that is. Maybe the amp is regulated and the power supply shuts off the power before it jumps up too high. That's kind of my guess, but I'll have to see if anybody knows. But anyway, there you go. The test of the JBL BP1200.1. Big D Wiz, oldschoolstereo.com. Kicking it on the SMD DeMore Engineering Amp Dyno. Until next time, I'm out of here. Alright guys, that's the test of the JBL BP1200.1. Those of you who stuck around, I add a little special feature here for you. Most of you know, who've been around my channel for a while, what I use for my power source. The amp dyno itself actually doesn't have any kind of a power built in. So you have to supply power for your amplifiers. And I've been using this custom made 250 amp power supply, which is actually 250 amps at 18 volts, so it's like 320 at 14 volts, and this requires a direct connection in to my panel box here, 30 amp 220 connection. But what I've done, based on the recommendations of several people, is I have bought me several banks of these Maxwell 2.5 volt 2600 farad ultra caps. So in an upcoming video I'm going to put together the banks of these. I've already bought the straps. They should be in soon, and I'm going to wire them all up, and we're going to be able to test some really big amps. Well, big for me at least, and we'll see how that goes. So thanks for sticking around for this extra special little feature. Stay tuned. Maxwell boost caps wiring coming up for the oldschoolstereo.com test bench. I'm out of here.